Hi, it's your friendly neighborhood nerd. I basically have several videos on this TikTok. Most of them are shorts. Um, and I've always really wanted to make like YouTube videos, but I never really know what I wanted to make. But am an artist and I love making things, so that's just kind of what I'm gonna start doing. So I'm just gonna show you like what I'm making and what I'm working on, and just ramble about things that I like, and hopefully it's somewhat interesting. Maybe, I don't know. What I'm working on right now is my this is my cat Encore, and I want to make her like an angel type thing, and painting fur is really hard, man. I want to get better at it and make it look nicer. Oh my gosh, I'm watching this like now and I'm like like actually looks really cool. So I'm really excited about it. So yeah, today I want to talk about watching older TV shows and just kind of give like a guide for people who are just like getting into them or want to get into them or want to be able to watch clips and not have a hard time watching them, because like I know they can be difficult if you're not used to them. And if I'm being quite honest, they're not all fantastic. It's not a monolith. But I do think that there are a lot of really, really good shows that are definitely worth watching. And to be quite honest, I'm really, really worried that they're going to be forgotten. And I don't want that to happen. I can't imagine life without Carol Burnett. She's hilarious and wonderful and perfect for a bunch of different reasons that I'm not going to get into right now because I don't want this to get too long and too boring. Shows used to be fairly censored and very sanitized compared to modern television, so do not start with the 50s, and probably don't want to start with like the early 60s unless it's something that's really, really funny and really, really good, or it's got somebody you're really interested in, or you're just dead set on watching it, because you're probably gonna get bored. I think you need to kind of work your way backwards and kind of ease yourself into it. If you do want to start with this, Dick Van Dyke is great. I Love Lucy is great. I'm being totally honest, those are the only two really, really good ones that come to my head right now that would be good for like just getting into older shows. My third tip is just keep it on in the background. It's can be really nice to just have somebody talking, like when you're doing chores or something, but you're not necessarily fully paying attention to it. My fifth tip is to kind of start with good ones and then work your way back. Again, everything was very, very sanitized early on, so it's helpful to watch something like Seinfeld, or I'm always going to recommend Golden Girls. First off, because they're perfect and wonderful and amazing, and then kind of work your way back. Not every era of TV is great. There is kind of a trend where you're either going to have like really good movies or really good TV. You're not necessarily going to have both, kind of thing, and that's just a fact. Not all TV shows are great, and I think that it can be helpful, especially if you're just watching like a lot of episodes of something that you're not particularly interested in. It's always good to just kind of go back to the classics. And don't underestimate the power of nostalgia. If you watch something as a child or your parents did, and you are somewhat familiar with it, it just feels nice. My sixth tip is to get into the history if you're interested in a certain time period, if you are doing research for school, if say you're interested in learning about like the Cold War, it can be helpful to watch shows like during that time. Maybe don't watch MASH to learn about the Korean War, but MASH is a very good, very funny show. But like any kind of entertainment, any kind of media is going to be dictated by the time period that it's in. So you're going to essentially be able to understand where people's heads were at towards a certain issue through those shows. That's why for me, like I am a queer person and I love the community very much. That's why I am really fascinated with like shows like Will and Grace, and then like how that impacted TV afterwards, and just watching that show in general. Also, I'm not trying to like, I don't know, I feel like both a very small young person and like a hipster kind of, but I'm not trying to. When I say like old TV, I just mean like anything with a laugh track, basically, because I think that's that's more of what I mean. I think I'm not trying to call anybody old. I know I am mentally from the 1890s, not politically, but like you know, I am an old man. Seventh tip is to watch them with somebody who loves them. It can just be a really nice experience. You could both honestly just be making fun of it. You can just whatever you want to do. But like I know for me, I really love watching like Newhart with my parents and things like that. And I think it can just be a really fun thing to bond over. My eighth tip is about laugh tracks. You just kind of have to get used to them. It's the best thing I can say is to find something that's genuinely funny and that's genuinely going to make you laugh, and then just kind of tune it out from there, and then just kind of keep going. I recommend again Golden Girls or Seinfeld, depending on your humor. Some people really like it, some people don't. I am a diehard Friends fan because I grew up watching it, and I've watched it at least 24 times, like through all the way. And I just kind of learned how to tune them out through that. But if it's a show that's really, really boring and really, really bad, and please don't come for me on the Friends thing, because I know it has flaws, I know it's got issues, and I know it's not always the funniest thing, but it sounds like my childhood. But if it's really, really bad, the laugh track is just going to bother you even more, and it's just gonna be worse. Also, not every laugh track is going to sound the same, so that can make things better or make things worse, to be quite honest. Yeah. My ninth tip, just take breaks, watch at your own pace, and watch what makes you happy. These shows are not for everybody. Any show with a laugh track is going to be harder for modern audiences to want to watch, and that's okay. Not everybody has to. I just think they're worth giving a try, but you don't have to watch them if you don't want to. You don't have to pay attention to any of them. But I do think they are important, at least on some level. That's my list. Again, not I hope I did not offend anybody. I was not trying by referring to these shows as old. I'm just using it to kind of encapsulate like laugh track versus a laugh track multicam show versus like no laugh track multicam show, which is what more modern audiences are used to. I hope you guys liked this somewhat. I hope it was entertaining. I tried. I really did. And hopefully my stuff will get better. If not, there's a drawing of a cat, which I know is pretty good. and she is evil, and she's also an angel, and she's perfect, and I love her. So what are some of your guys' favorite shows? What are some of your like favorite decades or eras of TV? I'd love to hear about it. Would you guys like to hear me talking more about the history? Would that be more interesting? Was this interesting? I don't really know. I hope it was. Anyway, I hope you have a great day. I'd love to hear any ideas, any shows or topics you want me to cover or talk about or just learn about and watch. And have a great night. Bye. Hi, I'm just rewatching all of this, and oh, aforementioned cat is waking up from her nap. But I'm just rewatching this, and I'm realizing that I cannot add text right now, and I cannot add I can't like crop the image or do anything crazy with her right now. And this is basically it finished, by the way. I had like a halo and a couple of other layers on top of that to make the halo more detailed. But anyway, I am so sorry. Again, this is my first one in a little bit. I really thought I could do more on iMovie, but I was wrong, and that's okay. Let me know your ideas. I love making things. I'd love to make more things, and I'd love to make better things. Oh, yeah, I forgot her head disappears. Whoops. There we go. Bye.